Okay, here we are. Sequoia National Forest. We're about 293 miles in from this morning. So, this is going to be a vlog basically about my story of me and motorcycles. So you figure about my nephew, who's 3 years older than me, 3 months older than me. He got his Honda XR75 when he was about 7. So I think about 8 is when I started to ride it, when they taught me how to ride, him and my brother. And then something happened where I popped a wheelie, fell off the bike, and as a young kid said, I don't want to ride motorcycles anymore. Something like that. Oh, by the way, before I continue, Cadrino couldn't make this run. So this is for you, Cadrino. Hey man, you could have made the run, but you're over here at Cold Stone Creamery, man. That's for you, Cadrino. Next time. Alright, so where was I? Shit. I forgot where I was. Oh, 7 years old, 8 years old. So somewhere along the way I said, I don't want to ride no more. So I think a couple years passed, and I was riding David's go-kart. He had a go-kart. And then I think when he turned 10, he got a XR185. So you got to figure probably around the age of 11 or 12. I can't remember exactly. But he said, hey, don't be a pussy and get on this bike and ride it. So basically he forced me back on motorcycles because I was pretty much done at the age of 8 or 9 or whatever. So he has to take credit for getting me back on. So basically then I asked my dad, hey, can he buy me one of those lawnmower engine bikes? You know, those little putt-putt things with the lawnmower engine? And my dad's all, nope. Because he didn't want me riding motorcycles, because my older brother, that's all he did. And I guess he didn't want me to be like him or whatever. Who knows? Maybe he just didn't want me to ride. Who knows? So he said no. But he said, you want something, you got to buy it with your own money. So here I am, whatever, 12 years old. All right. So I got a paper route. I started working, I think about when I was 14, or 13 or 14, got a paper route. And then right when I turned 15, I got a job at a welding shop down the street from my house. You paid $5 an hour cash, and then I was basically the grunt boy. So by the time I was 15 and a half, so that, I think I made enough. I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember times exactly, but I bought a Honda XL350 when I was 15 and a half. Took that to school and continued working, of course, and then saved up my money. And then when I turned 16, I had enough money to buy a Sportster. It was a 1974. It was the last year where the shifter was on the right hand side. So I bought one of those and rode that to high school. I didn't even have a car yet. I only had 2 motorcycles. So that's where I got the nickname War Pig, from Randy Pristis from Arroyo. Rest in peace, Randy. Called me War Pig. And it kind of stuck, you know. So I had it airbrushed on the tank, like a pig wearing I laugh at it now every time I look at it, man. It's like a pig with a cigar in his mouth, with a helmet, a motorcycle jacket, and leather pants, holding a machine gun. War pig. I still got it. It's hanging in my garage right now. So I had the 74 Sportster when I was 16, right? Okay, so rode that to school. So you figure that's 1985 maybe? Yeah, 1985. I graduated in 86. So I had my Sportster till about, I want to say about 1989, 1990. Now the guy in front of me in the white police bike, that's my buddy Artie. Met him at my at a job back in 1987. Became friends. So he bought my Sportster off me. And this was probably in 89, because I bought my a 1979 and a half lowrider off this guy that worked with my brother. It was the two-tone silver and black with it, and it was an 80-inch lowrider, shovel head, 79 and a half. That's a key, half. So already bought my Sportster. I had my shovel head. I forget how long he had that Sportster. Now the guy in front that's in charge of this run that we're doing, Gary, he's way in the front. He started riding somewhere around that time too, so he bought he called me up and he's like, hey, I bought a motorcycle, can you ride it home for me? And I'm all, okay, what'd you buy? And he's all, Honda Rebel. I'm all, Honda Rebel? And this is back when there was no helmet law and I didn't wear a helmet, so I was like, man, people are gonna see me on that thing. You know, and I'm 6'1", and Gary's like 6'3", and I'm like, dude, you're way too big for a Honda Rebel, because I'm too small for me. Anyway, so I rode home the Rebel, and he rode that thing, and where I'm getting at is Gary bought the Sportster off of Art. So my Sportster that I bought when I was 16 went to Art in front of me, right here. He sold it to Gary, who's in the first bike of this. And so what did Art buy? He came over to my house one day, he's all, I got a lowrider just like you, a 79. It's an 80-inch lowrider, shovel head. And I'm looking at it. And I said, I pulled out my manual. I said, what's your VIN number? So I looked on his VIN number on his frame and motor, make sure they matched. And I looked it up in my book. And I said, okay, first of all, yes, it is a 79, but it's not an 80-inch. You have a 74 cubic inch. Because 79 and a half is when they made the 80-inch, and he got all bent out of shape. He thought, I think the guy that sold it to him told him it was an 80-inch. Oh, I love it, man. I think he was more mad at me than telling him and having the proof to back it up. So, anyway, that's besides the point. It's a funny story. Alright, so I had my lowrider. Bought it in 1990. Rode that bad boy to Sturgis and all over the place. And I can't remember exactly what year it was. So from 90 to... Man, I just cannot remember when. Damn it. See, this is the hard part. I'm having remembering stuff. I bought a 1989 FXRP from Fremont Harley Davidson. It was a used Fremont cop bike. I can't remember exactly what year I bought that thing. So I bought my lowrider in 90. It had to have been like, son of a bitch, maybe 98. 99. Oh, no, okay, take it back. I remember now. Because I went to Laughlin. I did like Laughlin River Run about 3 years in a row. And it started in 96, 97, 98. So, okay, yeah. So I bought my, the FXRP cop bike in 96. Okay, I remember now. Still had the lowrider. Rode that thing to Laughlin. It had the fairing on it with the windshield and all that stuff. And then when I got home, I stripped it down, took the fairing off, made it look like just a regular FXR. You know, I kept the floorboards and all that on. Then I did Laughlin in '97. Came home from Laughlin '97. I put everything back on. I guess I got spoiled having a windshield and a fairing, and having my face all blown all over the place. So okay then. So somewhere in this time, my friend Makaku, my Portuguese buddy, had a panhead. Well, he had two panheads. And his chopper panhead is 49.5. He wanted to sell because he wanted to get his wife at the time a bike. I love that panhead, man. So I traded him my shovelhead straight across for his panhead. So she had my shovelhead, his wife, and I had his panhead. So then I had my FXR and the panhead at the same time. So now fast forward to, what'd I say? Okay, now fast forward to 2004. No, okay, let's go to 2003. 2003, my brother